February, and I know Uncle Murder put out pretty much a year-end type song that was recapping 2016. It's really good. So if you go and check that out, you can YouTube it and watch it on SoundCloud. It should be pretty good. Like, if you actually listen to it, it hits a lot of good points. So I suggest that. Shout out to Uncle Murder and Funkmaster Flex. Other than that, let's get right into it. We got executive orders that's been signed for immigrants that's coming into the country. That shit is, number one, racist as hell. It is ideologically biased because he specifically stated in the bill, not just on television, like it's not just rhetoric. He wrote it this way, that he's going to treat Christians a different way. Now, I know some of you people who think you're really Christians, you're going to feel some type of way about this. I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm kind of mad at you at the same time because you really don't know your own fucking religion. So, whatever. But when you put in a bill that you're going to favor one group over another, that is discrimination, which is illegal. So, on religious purposes, which is illegal. So, you can't do that shit. You can't do it. I know some of you Christians are like, he's a champion for our community, but he's not. First off, neither you or him is really practicing Christianity. You're not doing it. I want you guys to really understand that there's certain laws and commandments that you must abide to that you actually don't. And you really are always consistently on the wrong side of the commandment law. These are laws. They're not just something that you say. They are laws within your belief system. And unfortunately, most of you don't know that. And that's sad, because if I'm going to believe in something that has to do with my afterlife, after I leave this flesh body, I'm going to be pretty sure on what it is that I believe in. And most of you are not. And it's not your fault, because most of your parents are being brainwashed. So they didn't do nothing but teach you the shit that they was brainwashed on. So it's not really your fault. But when you get to a certain age, you should start investigating things for yourself. Like, is Jesus real? I ask any Christian who think you're a real Christian, or who was actually a real Christian, or a scholar Christian, to try to prove to me that Christ actually existed. I know you can't. I know really it's a rhetorical question, because I know you can't answer that, because I personally have done the information. Now I want all of you people who claim this religious faith to go do your homework on that. You probably won't do it. You probably just disregard my question. But honestly, if you really was real about what you believe in, you would have already done that. And if you have already done that, you would already left that bullshit alone. So, next up, when it comes to Donald Trump and immigration bans and things of that nature, well, that really doesn't matter, because we've already seen them be prejudiced against people with a different religious faith. So that's not something that's out of the norm. What is questionable is the actual countries, or states rather, that he elected to ban. And it wasn't a coincidence that those were places that he did have businesses in, and it didn't really matter to him on a personal economical level. It wasn't a coincidence. And I just wish you people would actually see that. I don't know why you people voted for him. I've done videos in the past about that, so I'm not really going to go over that again, but most of my basis on why you voted for him has to do with hate, has to do with a lot of self-hate. Not the fact that you really are discriminative towards other people, but you really have a weird outlook on yourself. That's really what my basis is on. You look at yourself as a lesser human being, so you try to identify yourself with something that is greater than you. And that's where my argument lies at. If you can just prove that, I pretty much challenge you. We can do an online debate on it. I know it probably won't happen, but I'm just putting it out there just in case. Next up, we talk about the school system, and the candidate that Obama put over Secretary of Education and things of that nature. So This person is about privatizing education. Now, there's one or two ways that you can look at it. As a parent, which I am, you can say, oh, well, this is not that bad because if they give me a voucher, I can send my kids to a school that he might not have been able to go to before. But what you gotta understand is this: your voucher could be only for $700, which makes him not in line to be able to go with a school that you think he should be going to, and you can spend that fucking voucher on a school that's just as crappy as his regular public education school is. So parents got to really educate themselves on what's really going on in that, how much power you really have. I don't think parents really understand how much power they have when it comes to their child's choice of education. I'm pretty sure they don't. Like, if you don't go to meetings and you don't really understand things, I'm not saying it's your fault, because we live in a society where they keep you working 40 to 80 hours a week, and pretty much you can't focus on real issues. So I understand that, but we need to change that. We need to understand that, first off, the cost of living hasn't went up since the 70s. So anybody that says that they're against people making a livable wage, fuck you, because you don't even understand what that means. Okay? So, because the cost of living wage hasn't went up at the same rate that inflation has went up. If you really understood inflation and those things of nature, then you would understand that, and you would no way say that people don't deserve a livable wage. A livable wage. That's not saying they deserve minimum wage. That's saying a wage that could sustain their livelihood. If you are opposed of that, then you pretty much don't give a fuck about people living. And that's a bad thing. And you should be beheaded. Like, fuck you. I don't care. Now, as far as the media is concerned, when it comes to this whole election, it's still a bunch of bullshit. First off, before all you people on the right who think Donald Trump is this extremist and he's out of ordinary, stop that bullshit. The media is behind Donald Trump. They made Donald Trump. You need to understand that. You didn't look at Alex Jones on the YouTube and a bunch of no-name motherfuckers didn't put him in office. There was no revolutionary type situation going on. The media covered him. Now, here's what really happens if you tell real shit. The media will blackball you. You will be blacklisted, which means you get no coverage. It doesn't mean you get more coverage than anybody else. So understand that and stop with the bullshit. You didn't vote for somebody that the establishment wasn't for. I mean, just ask yourself these simple questions. And I said this last night to a person I was talking to. And here's what you should do. Here's a litmus test. What you should do, you should watch Gossip Girls, Beverly Hills 90210, anything that talk about like white elitists or privilege that's at an age group, and you should watch that and see how they develop and understand that Donald Trump fits into those narratives. And then you should say, I should never vote for anybody like that. Why? Number one, because they can't relate to you. They've never been in your situation, they don't know your struggle, and they don't care about it. You should understand that. They don't care about your struggle because it's irrelevant to them. They never faced it, they never will face it, and they don't relate to you. So it makes no sense for you to think that a person on this level or come from this economic class would ever actually do anything in principle that will help you. I can't put it any more plainer and simple. If you motherfuckers can't understand that, then shame on you. Period. So, you shouldn't vote for a candidate like that. Unfortunately, there's not many candidates that come from the Green Party, that comes from independent bases and grassroots movements that you can actually get behind. And even if they are, they don't get any publicity, so you just don't know, and you don't do your due diligence to go find them people. So, it's half shame on the media and half shame on you. Okay? So I want you to understand that. Now back to these people who think they supported somebody who was against the system. Well, MSNBC, Fox, and CNN, they all heavily reported bullshit that Donald Trump said. Does that sound like something that the media is against? No, it doesn't. Because if they're against you, they blackball you. Okay? They don't give you a voice on their podium. Understand that, overstand it, whatever you know that term to be. And you are not supporting their views, or you are not really something that they are for. They just simply don't have to cover you. And they didn't do that, they overcovered him, which made him something that he actually wasn't. The media created him. In that same breath, he said the media is trying to destroy him. That is bullshit, it's a diversion, and I please understand that, overstand it, whatever the fuck you define that word as. I put it both ways. They are the ones who created Donald Trump. So they're not going to be the ones that destroy him. So when you people get a little bit of hope thinking that, oh, CNN is supporting good shit, MSN is supporting good shit, Fox actually went against him, listen, understand he has a vested interest in MSNBC. This is why his show is on NBC networks. He has political interest in Fox. It's plain and simple. I don't even need to elaborate on that. And CNN, he has invested interest in that also. So what you gotta understand is this is a person that owns these entities that supposedly are there to expose you of an unbiased truth, which it can't happen. It's a conflict of interest. So what you really need to understand that there's no way you're gonna get real coverage and real investigation on a person that has business ties to all of the major media streams. You're not gonna get it. So what you have to do is to go to alternative media to really do that. And when you go to alternative media, you need to really investigate them, okay? Because you never know where their money stream is. This is all about where the money comes from to sustain your livelihood. And it's not really hard information. You can find out like Young Turks and shit like that who really supports them. It's not that hard, but you got to do the work. And I understand the way the system is set up. You're working 40 hours or more. They don't give you time to process this shit and actually do the work. That's why it's designed that way. And this is exactly why we need to get rid of that bullshit. Okay, and Donald Trump is not going to do that. You got a motherfucker that's talking about, I want you to get more jobs. On the same hand, he put a motherfucker over labor that cares about automatives and computerizing things, and that's taking workers from people. It's a blatant contradiction. You need to understand that. Please. Please. I won't make a play for you people who voted for Trump. I did that in the last few videos, so I'm kind of tired of doing that shit. Nobody responds to me. Even the people close to me that I know that voted for Trump, they're not man enough or educated enough to really respond to me. So I get it. It's whatever. I'm just gonna leave that alone. The fucker is in office. It's your fault. It's not black people's fault. Although black people is the reason why Hillary Clinton didn't get in, but they're not the reason why Trump won. Okay? The DNC is their fault for putting in a candidate that was flawed, and they knew the minority didn't go with him. So the whole Obama coalition, and here's let me let you understand if you don't know. When they say that Hillary Clinton didn't carry the Obama coalition, they're just really saying he didn't carry the same number of black people that she didn't carry the same number of black people that Obama did. Reason why is because he called black teens super predators and they should be brought to heel. It's pretty simple. Okay? So it is what it is. But now I want to go into a more lighter-hearted subject, even though it actually means more to you than this political shit, because you probably actually pay more attention to it, and that's sports entertainment. Now, since the year 2016, I'm going Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future on, dog. So, for me, I'm a person who has always looked at this league, well, I won't say always, but from the year about 1998, I started understanding that this league was built on storylines, and I started understanding the business of the league and doing my actual research on it. I'm an economics student. I'm well inclined to understand this and how the narrative is supposed to work. I can put my fucking degree up, but I'm not going to do that because I don't care. So, what I want you to understand is this. If you look at, and you can Google all my shit, you can fact check all my shit, and you can check and you can see. If you go back and do your research, you'll understand that the first off, in around 2000, I want to say 4 or 5, the league had to change their name. Okay? Same thing that WWE had to do when they created this XFL league, which is supposed to be like this extreme football league. And they had to change their name from World Wrestling Federation, which means pretty much saying this is just a competitive sport, to World Wrestling Entertainment, which means we're just here to put on a show. So now they came up with a term called sports entertainment. If you think I'm bullshitting you, just go look at the ads that ABC put up, who has the contract with The NBA Now. And if you think, no, it's not NBC, it's not ABC, it's CNN, it's ESPN. No. Disney owns ESPN. They're all a family network under Disney. So it's the same production from the same people. You need to know these things. So they're crafting the show that you're seeing. It's pretty simple. So what I want you to understand is, a long time ago when this shit got exposed, we understand they start telling you in the language of it that it's sports entertainment, that it's more about the stars, more about the dialogue than real talent. And it's not just the biggest, strongest, fastest, and the most ones who practice and did focus on screen strategy and things of that nature. They're the ones winning. No, that's not what happened. What it is, everybody has a role, this is a play, and it has a foregone conclusion. It's predetermined, and that's the facts of it. If you go back and you start to look at the one rogue ref, far as David Stern would tell you, which we know he's not rogue, he's not by himself if you didn't understand what rogue meant. He's part of what the league is, went on his own. If you just go Google that, NFL rankings put a new video out about 2 months ago. Peace out to him. I've done work with him, so I want you to understand that this is all factual things. We don't get paid by these people. We're not connected to these entities. So there's no conspiracy, nothing for us to conspire upon to give you wrong information. It's just not happening on any type of level. So I want you to understand that. Next up, like when Trump picked his Supreme Court judge, first off, it's supposed to be done on Thursday. They moved it way up to a Tuesday to try to stop the negative press he was getting. But you can't stop negative press when you're full of ignorance. So it really doesn't matter. You're going to get an enclave of this because you're making bad decisions. And that's just what it is. And he's going to continue to do it. And let me explain this to you. First off, he is an elitist. He cannot relate to you. People need to understand how to vote. Vote for somebody who's maybe lived in your area, who's maybe the same ethnicity of you, who can really understand your day-to-day struggles, who care about you, who can be empathetic towards you. You can't vote for somebody who's never been in your situation, who is not aware of your situation, and looks at you as only people of servitude. Think he's gonna help you. That's fucking stupid. It has nothing to do with race. I'm just letting you guys know that it makes no sense. Stop voting for people like that. I don't care if it's on a Democrat or Republican. They're a fucking elitist, and you need to educate yourself and stop letting them prostitute your vote and convolute it, because that's what's happening. Period. But don't think that Donald Trump's going to do anything for you, because one, if he don't got a business in the industry that you think needs help, if he don't build cars, he's not going to bring cars to your place. Just like that. If he doesn't have a vested interest in energy, guess what? He's not going to gain jobs. He's going to create more revenue for his country and more jobs to your area. If he's not invested in it, it's not going to matter to you. You need to really understand it, whatever way you want to flip that word. You really need to pay attention to that, because it's not going to happen. Time and time again, this shit is going to become apparent to you and truth to you. I really would like if you actually pay me homage when that shit happens. You probably won't, because most people are ego-driven and they don't want to know what somebody told them years ago. I got people that I spoke about the NBA being a conspiracy and about fraud in it back in 1999 and 2000. I'm a basketball player. I played up to the college level, so I understand things and on a different level on how plays should develop. And the shit just didn't look right when the Lakers played the Portland Trail Blazers. And then when I further investigated, it didn't make right. It didn't look right for the Bulls. It didn't look right for the Lakers. So this shit's been going on since Larry O'Donnell, not right before Commissioner Stern came into play. It's been going on. It just was done better under Stern, and that's it. Period. Now, when you hoop dreaming and you're thinking this is something you want to do with your career and your life, you don't see all that shit. You don't want to think it's real. You think if I work hard, if I'm in the gym and I'm doing extra shit, that I'm going to get more opportunities. No, it's not. Nepotism is the biggest thing. If you look at Kobe, Stephen Curry, even fucking LeBron, these people, they're products of nepotism. One way or another, they had a connection to people in the NBA that is bloodline connected. If you think I'm bullshitting, just Google this shit. It's not hard. We have the internet. This is supposed to be the information age. Actually use this shit. Stop looking at TV and being fed some dumb shit. Actually do the research yourself. if you really care about the truth. If you don't, then do what you do and then comment foolishly, because that's what most people are going to do anyway. So I ain't mad at you. I ain't glad at you either. It is what it is. That's pretty much it for what I had to say. I do want to go Cavs trade, or if they're going to do a trade. I want to go over Barkley and LeBron's interaction and really break that down for y'all so you can really understand what that means. But I'm not going to do it in this one video. I'm going to make another video. I just want to do something nice, quick, short to the point, talking about socio-political situations, because that's the climate that our country is in. Fortunately, I'm glad everybody's focused on basketball because that's what they want. So I wanted to comment on that. And that's pretty much it. Peace. I'm out.